Do you ever consider the truths that lie beyond the surface, known only to those deeply immersed in spiritual exploration? There are truths that resonate profoundly with those who have embarked on the path of spiritual awakening. These truths transcend conventional wisdom, offering insights that are discernible only to those who have cultivated a heightened awareness of the spiritual realm. While this truth might be obvious to the spiritually awakened, it can be elusive to many. On the spiritual journey, one comes to recognize the significance of these inherent truths and the transformative potential they hold. Awakening to this reality is not merely a shift in perspective, it's a profound awakening to one's true nature and potential. But now you're wondering, what exactly are the truths highly spiritual people understand? Number 1, embracing challenges as catalysts for growth. The first truth highly spiritual people understand is seeing challenges as catalysts for growth. Life, for all its beauty, can be a real pain in the neck sometimes. Job loss, heartbreak, illness. These challenges have a way of knocking the wind out of us, leaving us feeling bruised and bewildered. But here's where the path of the highly spiritual person diverges. They don't see these challenges as random acts of misfortune. Instead, they view them as invitations, stepping stones on their personal journey of growth. It's during these moments that the true mark of a highly spiritual person shines through. They understand deep down in their core that every single challenge, every obstacle, every heartbreak is not a punishment, but a powerful invitation to growth. Consider the Greek philosophy of Epictetus, who wrote, "Difficulties show men what they are. In case of any difficulty, remember that God has pitted you against a rough antagonist, that you may be a conqueror, and this cannot be without toil." At the heart of Epictetus' words lies the principle of resilience, the ability to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity. Like a sturdy oak tree that bends but does not break in the midst of a storm, highly spiritual people draw strength from the challenges they encounter, using them as stepping stones on the path to personal transformation. Imagine a sculptor staring at a block of rough marble. To the untrained eye, it's just a hunk of rock, but the sculptor sees the potential within, a masterpiece waiting to be revealed. Challenges, in the same way, are the chisel and hammer in the hands of the universe, chipping away at the rough edges of our being, shaping us into the best versions of ourselves. Think about it. Have you ever emerged from a difficult period stronger, more resilient than before? Maybe a heartbreak taught you the true meaning of self-love, or a career setback forced you to discover a hidden talent. Challenges, though unpleasant at the moment, often hold the key to unlocking hidden strengths, talents, and a deeper understanding of ourselves. This isn't to say we should relish every misfortune. It's okay to cry, to feel angry, frustrated, or scared. But amidst the storm, the highly spiritual person cultivates a sense of trust. A trust that the universe, however it may seem, is ultimately conspiring for their good. They believe that even the most painful experiences hold valuable lessons, waiting to be unearthed. Now you're probably wondering, is this perspective not blind optimism? No, it's about a shift in perception. Instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, we start to see them as detours, leading us to a more fulfilling destination. It's about recognizing the opportunity for growth hidden within every struggle, the chance to develop compassion, patience, and a deeper understanding of the human experience. This doesn't mean every challenge is a walk in the park. There will be times when the lessons are brutal, the growth agonizingly slow. But with each hurdle overcome, the highly spiritual person emerges a little wiser, a little stronger, a little closer to their full potential. They understand that the path to enlightenment is paved not with roses, but with the grit and determination to learn from life's inevitable bumps and bruises. Number 2, impermanence. Next comes the fundamental truth of impermanence in life. Everything in this world is in a constant state of flux, from the changing seasons to the ebb and flow of our own emotions. Highly spiritual people embrace this truth, recognizing that attachment to the fleeting pleasures of life only leads to suffering. In the teachings of Buddhism, impermanence or anicca is one of the three marks of existence, along with suffering known as dukkha and non-self, which is anatta. It is the recognition that nothing lasts forever, and clinging to the illusion of permanence only leads to disappointment and sorrow. Yet far from being a cause for despair, impermanence is also a source of liberation in Buddhism. When we release our attachment to the transient phenomena of the world, we open ourselves up to the possibility of true freedom and inner peace. Highly spiritual people understand that everything that arises will eventually pass away, whether it be joy or sorrow, success or failure. Instead of resisting the natural flow of life, they learn to surrender to it, allowing each moment to unfold with grace and acceptance. The ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu once said, "Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like." Lao Tzu's words lies in the understanding that embracing impermanence does not mean resigning ourselves to a life of passivity. Rather, it invites us to live fully in the present moment, cherishing each experience as it arises without clinging to it. It is a reminder to savor the beauty of life while we can, knowing that nothing lasts forever. In the face of adversity and loss, highly spiritual people find solace in the impermanence of all things. They understand that even in the darkest of times, there is always the promise of renewal and transformation. Like the lotus flower that emerges from the muddy depths, they rise above their circumstances, embracing change as a catalyst for growth. Number 3. The nature of reality. In the depths of our consciousness lies the profound realization that we are not merely passive observers of reality, but active participants in the unfolding drama of existence. Highly spiritual people understand that they are the dreamers of the dream, co-creators of their own reality. This understanding is rooted in the timeless wisdom of mystics and sages throughout the ages, who have long recognized the power of the mind to shape the world around us. In ancient Hindu scriptures, the notion that consciousness plays a fundamental role in shaping our perception of reality has been a recurring theme. The Hindu people recognize that their thoughts and emotions color their perception of the world. Same way, highly spiritual individuals cultivate a sense of awareness of their inner world, observing their thoughts and feelings without judgment. This allows them to take ownership of their reality, no longer blaming external circumstances for their happiness or unhappiness. This isn't about naively believing that we can simply think our way into anything we desire. Life is like a big blanket made from lots of little strings: our thoughts, actions, external circumstances, and a touch of the unexpected. But by understanding that we are the dreamers, we gain the power to intentionally shape our experience. We can choose to focus on the positive, nurturing thoughts that cultivate joy and abundance. We can learn to manage our emotions, preventing negativity from clouding our perception. Consider the renowned philosopher Alan Watts that said, "We are all living in a dream world. When we wake up, we realize that the world we thought was real is just a projection of our own minds." Highly spiritual people embrace this truth, understanding that the external world is but a reflection of their internal state of being. Like a mirror that reflects back our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, reality is shaped by the vibrations we emit into the universe. This is not to say that we are solely responsible for everything that happens to us. Rather, it is an acknowledgement of the interconnectedness of all things. Just as a pebble dropped into a pond creates ripples that spread outward, our thoughts and actions have far-reaching consequences that reverberate throughout the cosmos. Reality is likened to a dream in which we are both the dreamer and the dream. Just as we create and inhabit the world of our dreams at night, so too do we create and inhabit the waking dream of our everyday lives. Highly spiritual people understand that by becoming conscious of their role as co-creators of reality, they gain the power to shape their destiny according to their highest aspirations and deepest desires. Instead of being victims of circumstance, they become masters of their own fate, navigating the waters of existence with clarity and purpose. Number 4, the essence of being. In the quest for enlightenment, highly spiritual people come to the profound realization that there is nothing external to attain, for they are already in possession of the very thing they seek. This understanding transcends the endless pursuit of worldly achievements and material possessions, leading to a state of profound contentment and inner peace. At the heart of this realization lies the recognition of our true nature as beings of pure awareness and boundless potential. We are not defined by our roles, accomplishments, or possessions. Rather, we are expressions of the divine essence that permeates all of creation. To appreciate the depth of this concept, let's turn to the words of the ancient Chinese philosopher Zhuangzi that said, "The perfect man employs his mind as a mirror. It grasps nothing, it refuses nothing, it receives but does not keep." Zhuangzi knew we spend a significant portion of our lives chasing after things, a dream job, the perfect relationship, that elusive feeling of happiness. This constant striving can leave us feeling perpetually empty, like a bucket with a hole in the bottom, forever trying to fill a void. But highly spiritual people understand a profound truth. There's nothing to strain for. They are already it. Now, you might be wondering, does this mean highly spiritual people become complacent or apathetic? No. They still set goals, work towards their dreams, and strive to make a positive impact on the world. But the driving force behind their actions shifts from a desperate need to a sense of joyful expression. They understand that true fulfillment doesn't come from external validation or material possessions. It arises from within, from a deep sense of wholeness and completeness. Imagine a majestic oak tree, its roots firmly anchored in the earth, its branches reaching towards the sky. The oak doesn't struggle to become a tree, it simply expresses its inherent nature. Highly spiritual people cultivate a similar sense of being. They recognize their inherent divinity, the spark of the universe that resides within them. They understand that they are already whole, already perfect, already enough just as they are. Highly spiritual people know we are already that which we seek. They recognize our essential nature as pure awareness, a state of being that transcends the limitations of the ego, opening us up to the vastness of our true potential. Instead of chasing after fleeting pleasures and external validation, highly spiritual people turn inward, cultivating a deep sense of self-awareness and inner peace. They understand that true happiness arises not from the attainment of external goals, but from a profound connection to the essence of being that lies within. Number 5, love as the grand truth. Moving on to the 5th truth. In existence, there is one universal truth that resonates at the very core of our being: love. Highly spiritual people understand that love is not merely an emotion or a fleeting sensation, but the essence of all creation, the grand truth that awakens souls and binds the universe together in a harmonious embrace. At its essence, love is the recognition of our interconnectedness with all beings, a deep knowing that we are not separate but indivisible expressions of the same divine source. It is the force that propels us forward on our journey of self-discovery, guiding us back to the realization of our true nature as beings of love and light. Just as the sun shines its light indiscriminately upon all beings, so too does love radiate from the heart of existence, embracing all in its warm embrace. Consider the words of the ancient Greek philosopher Plato that said, "At the touch of love, everyone becomes a poet." Plato understood that love is the highest expression of our humanity, transcending the boundaries of language and culture to unite us in a shared experience of compassion and empathy. Throughout history, love has been celebrated as the highest virtue in countless spiritual traditions, from the teachings of Jesus Christ to the poetry of Rumi. It is the foundation upon which all other virtues are built, the guiding principle that illuminates the path to enlightenment and liberation. Your self-realization is the greatest service you can render the world. Highly spiritual people understand that by embodying the essence of love in their thoughts, words, and actions, they become catalysts for positive change in the world around them. Love is not a passive force, it is a dynamic and transformative power that has the capacity to heal wounds, mend broken hearts, and bridge the divides that separate us. It is a force of reconciliation and redemption, inviting us to embrace our shared humanity and celebrate the diversity of the human experience. This understanding transforms the way we relate to ourselves and others, inviting us to embody the qualities of compassion, kindness, and forgiveness in our daily lives. Instead of seeing others as separate from ourselves, we recognize them as reflections of the same divine essence that dwells within us all. In the face of hatred and division, highly spiritual people choose love as their guiding principle, knowing that it has the power to heal even the deepest wounds and bridge the widest divides. They understand that love is not passive or weak, but a force of great strength and resilience that can overcome any obstacle. Number 6, they know we are more than our physical bodies. The sixth truth brings us to the idea that we are more than physical bodies. The world bombards us with messages about the physical realm. We're constantly chasing that perfect beach body, the latest fashion trends, and the newest tech gadgets. But highly spiritual people understand that this focus on the material is just one layer of a much grander reality. They see themselves not just as a collection of flesh and bone, but as vibrant souls, energetic beings inhabiting a physical form. This concept isn't new. Ancient Egyptians believed in the Ka, the life force that animates the body. Hindus speak of the Atman, the eternal self that transcends the limitations of the physical world. Even modern science is starting to explore the concept of consciousness existing independent of the brain. Now, this doesn't diminish the importance of taking care of our bodies. After all, they are the vehicles for our soul's journey. But a highly spiritual person understands that we are more than just our physical shell. We are connected to something vast, something unseen, a universal energy that pulsates through all living things. This connection allows us to tap into a wellspring of strength, creativity, and intuition that transcends the limitations of the physical world. Imagine yourself as a radio. Your physical body is the receiver, picking up signals from the external world. But a highly spiritual person understands that there's a whole universe of frequencies out there beyond the reach of the average receiver. Through cultivation of their spiritual connection, they fine-tune their inner antenna, allowing them to access a deeper level of awareness, a knowing that transcends the limitations of the five senses. This awareness brings a profound sense of peace. When we see ourselves as more than just our fleeting physical form, the fear of death diminishes. We understand that the essence of who we are, the spark of our soul, is eternal. This newfound freedom allows us to live life more fully, to embrace each moment with a sense of wonder and purpose, knowing we are part of something much grander than ourselves. Number 7, surrendering to the flow of life. In the journey of spiritual awakening, highly attuned souls come to understand the profound wisdom of surrendering to the flow of life. Rather than resisting the currents of change or clinging to the illusion of control, they trust in the innate intelligence of the universe and surrender to the divine will that guides their path. To gain a deeper insight into the concept of surrender, let's turn to the words of Sufi poet Rumi that said, "Surrender your heart to the divine, for within it lies the treasure you seek." Highly spiritual people understand that in the surrendering of the ego's desires, they discover the true treasure of life, the divine essence that resides within. Surrender does not imply passivity or resignation. Rather, it is an act of profound trust and acceptance, a willingness to let go of the ego's need for control and surrender to the higher wisdom that orchestrates the dance of existence. In the teachings of various spiritual traditions, surrender is celebrated as the highest form of devotion. a surrendering of the small self to the greater self, a merging of individual will with divine will. It is a recognition that we are but instruments in the hands of the divine, entrusted with a sacred purpose that transcends our limited understanding. Highly spiritual people understand that surrender is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice, a daily surrendering of the ego's desires and attachments, a letting go of resistance and opening oneself up to the flow of grace. When we let go of what we are, we become what we might be. Highly spiritual people embrace this truth, letting go of the need to control outcomes and trusting in the unfolding of life's mysteries. Surrender is not always easy. It requires courage and faith to release our grip on the known and step into the unknown. Yet, in the act of surrender, we discover a profound sense of freedom and liberation, a surrendering of the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future, and an immersion into the eternal now. We are but threads woven together in the grand symphony of life. Through the timeless wisdom of spiritual truths, we awaken to the profound realization that we are more than the sum of our parts, that we are divine beings of light and love, connected to all of creation in a sacred dance of existence. So there you have it, a glimpse into the 7 profound truths that underpin a life steeped in spirituality. These aren't mere platitudes or lofty ideals. They are practical tools, keys that unlock a deeper understanding of ourselves, the world around us, and the unseen forces that shape our reality. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.